Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ ATS Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Hello. Here we go. Welcome to KVJ After the Show Podcast.
You like it on your butt. You like it. The nut.
Yeah. What?
Well, that's the butt nut song we've been working on.
Okay.
You like it in the butt, you like it on the nut.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun, strong opener.
It's not what we expected of ourselves.
That, huh? Okay. Never know where they're going to come from.
We started real dirty.
You started dirty. You started talking about nuts and butts.
You liked it.
Well, I got some email suggestions here today. One of these is, ooh, delicious. Chris said the other day Virginia had said that she can tell fancy ice cream versus the cheaper ice cream brands.
Yes.
But as I recall, when they did the wine palate taste test, Bird reigned supreme. You should put the ice cream snob to the test.
We can do that let's do it on Friday, Kev, because it's the end of the week. She won't be farty for the next day. We don't have to deal with it.
You need to do it at the end of the show.
Right.
Because I have ice cream, and about 20 minutes later, kicks in.
I'd like to actually put that to the test. We should give you ice cream at 7. I want to see how long it would take for me to leave.
Oh, Bird. I don't know, because they don't come out the chute stinky, but they come out the chute.
Yeah, first of all, it grosses me out when you call your butthole the chute.
The chute. Ugh.
That's so. You just made my stomach flip. Oh my God.
The chute.
Please don't call your butthole the chute ever again.
Try not to be so turned on.
Oh my God. I mean, we're not even 2 minutes in, and you're
We've lost the entire audience. We might as well just go now. Everyone's gone.
You go now.
Yeah. They're like, okay, no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, people are just tuning in. Go, what the fuck did I just walk into?
Again, they're just going to walk right back out. Yep.
You want to start over?
Yep, I'm out. We're out of here. You know, to that point about the fancy wine, like Virginia always talks about how great the expensive wine is, how much more delicious it is. I just saw this today where it says cheap wine apparently tastes a lot better with an expensive price tag attached. They did a study with 140 people, and they had 3 different versions of Italian wine. Each was labeled low, mid, or high price with costs ranging between $10 to $70 a bottle. And when the people were unknowingly given a cheaper wine and told that its price was actually 4 times greater than it actually cost, they rated the wine as more pleasant than the genuinely expensive bottle.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like fancy stuff. I'd probably be tricked by that too.
Kind of proof positive that it's really not necessarily the wine, but it is the suggestion of the price tag. It was so many other things
You're right.
in life too. I noticed that with clothes, especially now, that, you know, I never really ever paid attention to it. My wife's, you know, into it. She kind of always has been. So is my daughter. And so we've been doing a little bit of that. But, you know, we'll walk into some of these clothing stores and I'll see something that I'm like, they got to be kidding me. They'll want like $220 for something. I'll see something that to me is like, that looks cooler. That's even better. That's a smarter purchase. It'd be $10. I'm like, I could buy 15 of this that I actually like over one of this that I don't.
You see it big in the eBay world where somebody will have their own little thing and go, well, that's $180 for that shit. And then you look at someone else's and it's only $40. There's a lot of that. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
They put that extra, you know.
It just, there are different categories where it seems like you can really run away with ridiculous cost and you're not getting, look, I'm okay if some things are worth it. Some things like, yeah, it's worth that amount of money. But there are so many things, especially you see in South Florida, that are just not worth it. Some of these purses. Oh my God.
Purses are one of those things that they mark up.
The purse game's bullshit.
Designer purses are getting ridiculous.
And you mean to tell me you can't find no sweet ass purse for $20 at, I don't know, not Bed Bath and Beyond.
Target.
There you go.
They got $20 purses at Target.
And I bet you can rock that shit.
You can. It's just the quality of the craftsmanship. You know, a lot of the higher end designer labels really do a good craftsmanship product. Your Gucci's, your Fendi's, your Prada's, your Louis Vuittons. Like, you can tell a big difference from a Target purse to a Louis. You just can. It's just a fact.
Would I be laughed out of the room if I was a woman and I had a purse from Target, but I did my own designs? Like I glued shells on there, or I glued little diamonds. I made it my own. Do I get
No.
laughed out of the room?
I don't think so. I think that's the kind of crafty stuff that makes you unique when you show up with accessories like nobody else has.
Oh, I would put a fuck ton of shells on my purse.
There's a bunch of people on Etsy doing stuff like that and making a bank.
My sister does that with furniture.
Yeah.
She'll take an old bullshit piece of furniture and then,
Put shells on it.
that shells my game. I don't want her taking my shit.
It's hard to sit on a chair with shells. Sticky in the ass.
That'd be a good sex object. The conch chair for sex stuff. All right.
Sounds a little uncomfortable.
Well, it's, pain and pleasure kind of a thing probably.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right.
You'll bleed, but you'll be smiling.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I went to this charity event Friday on Palm Beach. And
Yes, you went to the Old Bags luncheon at the Colony.
And they had all those purses. And, my wife was she was hoping to get something that would be relatively affordable for my daughter for her birthday or for Christmas.
Yeah?
And,
Yeah? No.
No.
What was the most affordable one she was interested in? What was the starting ticket price?
I think she actually did see one that was $250 maybe, but that was the opening bid. It was all bidding, and then I think by the time she went back and checked, she's like, nah, forget it. I mean, most of the stuff, $1,000, $2,000 starting. I think there was a $5,000 that I saw. It was just the kind of stuff I don't get. It's entertaining though. I mean, the people watching's fascinating. The Palm Beach stuff fascinates me. There, and these people would donate their really expensive bags, and it's for a charity. It's a great concept. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, you buy a ticket to go to the luncheon, and you bring a bag to donate, and then the charity gets to keep your ticket money and your bag money. It's a very lucrative thing for the charity.
Well, it was interesting to see, who all donated. I saw one from Lois Pope.
Okay.
She's the family behind the National Enquirer. Is that right?
They got a few bucks over there, them Popes.
Yeah. And then there was actually another one donated by a blonde white woman named Muffy. I was like, wow, this is really so it was like a movie.
I mean, you can throw a rock poolside at the Colony and hit a Muffy.
Oh my gosh.
And did she talk like this?
I didn't get to meet her. I just saw the photo and it said, this is Muffy's purse. I was like, oh boy. Here we go. Welcome to Palm Beach, baby.
It is fascinating.
Is anybody naming their kids Muffy today?
Maybe on Palm Beach they still are.
It seemed like it was, it was in quotes, so I assume that's her nickname.
Her real name is Muffin.
Yeah, but I was like, Muffy? I was like, okay. I thought that was just something that they would have in the movies, but it's the movies in Palm Beach, basically, which Palm Beach is basically like a movie.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so some fascinating stuff.
My friends did all the decor for that party. So
they did.
They were
It was
posting
nice.
all the special event resource. They were posting all the decor and the flamingos.
Yeah.
That was
it was
cute.
nice.
It was super cute.
Yeah, it was well done.
I'm into all that crap.
You know them, huh?
Yeah.
You're friends with them? How odd. Virginia name dropping.
Yeah, no big deal. Andrew owns it. My friend.
Okay. All right.
I know nobody.
Cameron, top designer, my friend.
You guys got fancy ass friends. I don't have one. You guys are my fanciest friends.
No, my friends are the guys that set up the party. I want to know the muffies. I don't want to know the workers. I mean, I know the guy that holds the cheese plate. I want to get in with the muffies.
I'd rather be okay. I'm cool with knowing just the cheese plate guy. I don't give a shit about Muffy.
Oddly enough, it's all the fancy contacts are my wife's. Like, they're not even me. Yeah, so anybody I know of that ilk. It's because of my wife.
She's in a school with the big money kids.
She's been a pre-K teacher for a majority of her career, and she's been at private schools, and so a lot of Palm Beachers. So she's, in a sense, raised their kids. So that's how she has a lot of her little contacts. So that's why I usually wind up at these kind of events. So.
I love it. I'm available if y'all want a +2.
I don't really have any Palm Beachers speed dialing me.
I don't even think I'm allowed on the island. I'm not. I shit you not.
You're
I think
allowed on the island.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I know I can get on there without any problem, but
they wouldn't
technically, I think I'm not supposed to. Kind of like with you with the Gardens Mall.
Oh, okay.
You're not supposed. Oh no. I'll also get thrown out of. Well, never. I won't say that name because we do business with them.
You're allowed over there, but they're going to keep an eye on your kind.
If I dress like this, I don't make it at the island for more than 5 minutes. They know something's going on.
You know what? Some of it would work. There's some real weird. Palm Beach has got its own, I guess, fashion code.
Eccentric.
That is different. Yeah, it's really weird. Just looking at what some people were wearing over there at that party, and I'm like, okay, and they're serious. Like, that's not a joke.
No.
Some of the fashions there. Oh, I'm like, okay.
So I could be maybe like
that actually, I would not be surprised. That jacket you're wearing, I wouldn't be surprised to see that on Palm Beach.
Maybe I invented something back in the 60s.
Yeah, there's you know what? I think it's when you have so much money, you're like, I can wear any ridiculous. It's almost like they tempt you to be like, I'm going to wear the most ridiculous shit, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, where did you get that? That's so fashionable, because you are just worth so much money that you could put on something ridiculous. Like you look like a Palm Beacher today.
Well, there are a bunch of these, especially as the guys get older.
Yeah.
I notice they like to peacock. And
Yeah,
they do.
Jay Bird loves a peacock, and they love doing that too.
Yeah.
It's an old guy thing.
Well, I think for some of these old men out there, some of them are single and they don't have the youthful looks anymore. So what they do is they fall back on the peacocking. Oh, do you have a Lamborghini jacket on? Yes, I do. It's got a motor in it.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's like you dare to dress like that. So somebody thinks like it's like I got on FU clothes. Like I just must have FU money to dress like this, because they go, you got to have some balls to try to dress like that. You must be somebody.
He's in charge. He makes the rules. He doesn't apply the dress code.
Me and Denny's were even talking about it just in the world of radio, where you should be, especially with our show, you should be used to seeing goofy stuff. Even if I wear a pizza outfit, people are still, oh, you got a pizza outfit? They're so surprised by it. But to your point, most people get rattled if you are dressing outside the norm. Mm-hmm. It's odd.
The rest of us are just sheep, and you are a diamond.
Yeah,
we really should,
I love dressing weird.
Yeah. You know what? Since I've, the last month or whatever it is, it's been kind of fun. My wife is like, you know what? Because it's kind of interesting, because she's like, so how did people respond if she puts me in some kind of goofy outfit? Or yesterday I had on goofy pants. She's like, that's really what fashion is. She's like, you have to just rock it and wear it. She's like, that's what works. She said, any of these people who are considered style icons, they put on some really weird shit, and they just have the confidence to carry it off, and they don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
Well, right now, you are rocking the body to wear literally anything.
Yeah.
You can pull off anything right now. I'm very jealous, and it looks great. I'm happy for you.
The thing, we always talk about how we all attract our own type of haters on the show. There's a type of person that really, they hate my act, they hate the goofiness. So when I wear something like this, it gets on their nerves. And I fucking love it. Even when we do the Stars Ball, people get all pissed off if I dress goofy for the Stars Ball. I'm like, bitch, you don't get the Stars Ball then. It's the kids like goofy
for
shit.
the kids.
Yeah,
right.
you dumb fuck.
Yeah, it's a charity. It's not a stuffy one. It's
Exactly.
a fun, express who you are kind of charity, and that's why it fits for us. We couldn't really do a stuffy. Unfortunately, we can't do the old bags.
No. You can go in there and you can host the old bags and you can fake it for 2 hours, but the old bags would get sick of this act real quick.
We don't have a lot of Muffies in our crew.
No. Muffy would be like, please remove them from the colony.
But we do got a lot of muff.
Okay. Hello.
It was Muff chasing you at the Irish Fest.
All right, take it easy.
I saw that. A green muff they're trying to throw on you.
Yeah, died for the day.
I'd kind of be into that. Just for a night, though.
Top of the morning, Jay Bird. Here's me muffin.
If it's greener than longer than a day, we got to get that shit looked at.
I bet you somebody is dyeing their bush green for St. Patty's Day.
Oh, guarantee you someone's putting some kind of shamrock metal spear through their dick.
And if you dye your bush green for St. Patty's Day, you definitely plan on showing it off.
Well, maybe for your mate, which is fun. Maybe he's dressing up as a leprechaun. He's trying to find the gold.
Okay.
So you can turn into a game. Oh, I like this. Good. I'll write that down.
Write that down. Will you let us dye your muff green?
You could probably dye my muff many colors right now.
You got to bleach it first white.
I'm not bleaching my pubes. There's no way.
Come on.
It'd be painful.
We'll do it quick, and I promise I won't leave it on there too long.
I'll entertain the idea, but I don't think Kevin's going to take it seriously. Now, if he's serious about this, yes, I'll dye my pubes for the show. I don't want to, but I will.
And what are we going to do? We're going to show them off?
Exactly, Kevin. She's fucking talking crazy again. Can you control your co-host?
No.
We put you in that mankini that just barely, and it's green.
It is green.
It barely hides your dick, but your bush would be completely hanging out.
Imagine if Virginia was legit in charge of shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
You would be at a St. Patty's Day event with a green bush and a green mankini.
I've been working with Mo and Sally. I don't think you break me, I think.
Dance, monkey.
Kind of talking about this a couple of weeks ago, weren't we? With Tiger Woods saying,
Was he sober? Was he sleeping? What happened?
Well, I told you there was a sports reporter, Jay Mariotti, that had done an article where saying, are we really just kind of ignoring this? And I know we're supposed to be sensitive. The guy was just in a very serious car accident, but would everyone else get the Tiger treatment that he's getting? This is a guy that has 2 incidences where he was behind the wheel knowing to be behind substances. And he just had this accident early in the morning, 1 car kind of accident. And there seems
skid marks, no brake marks on the street. That, to me, says the guy fell asleep.
And I talked about that. I'm like, there may be more coming out to this story. And every story I see now is slowly going down this path. The LA County Sheriff's Department now says that they were being generous when they called Tiger Woods' car crash an accident and didn't test him for drugs or alcohol impairment. Now, according to the forensic investigators, Tiger was given the benefit of the doubt despite the indications he was inattentive or had fallen asleep at the wheel. And that's exactly what Jay Mariotti was calling out, was the Tiger treatment. That's, in a sense, what they're admitting to, right? He was given the benefit of the doubt.
Well, if you take the TMZ tour in California, they tell you celebrities are our highest commodity that should be protected in California. They think about celebrities different than a lot of other areas in the country.
I know it's not fair. I know it sucks. I know it makes people mad. But how the fuck is anybody surprised that Tiger Woods got special treatment?
Right?
Guys, I get that you're mad, but what are you going to do?
It's luck of the draw. The officers that show up, if they're starstruck and they want to show Tiger how cool they are, yeah, they're not gonna test him on this scene. And what do you do anyway? You can't give a sobriety test. The guy's got broken legs. The hospital did a blood draw.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, I told you all about where I should have, in my opinion, had a blood test when I got in that 7-car pileup. It was at night. It was at 12 o'clock at night. It looked suspicious. Nothing bad happened. I was shocked. I didn't get anything.
I think it's going to end this way. I think that they are going to subpoena Tiger Woods' blood that they took, and I think that they are going to find out that he had substances in his system. That would be my opinion from where it seems. It just sounds like this story is just slowly creeping its way there as they talk about now. The forensic experts are talking. They're saying, yeah, he seemed to be inattentive or asleep when the SUV went off from what they're telling now, running through the black box and looking at everything that happened. They said this is a guy that was not coherent at the wheel when he went, and it was like 7:30 in the morning, where he should have just got up and you would think would be fresh and all that kind of stuff. And
Was he still up from the night before?
I don't know. And these are all the things. But now the story is kind of going down that path. Whereas before it was like, he just, probably was going too fast and he had an accident. Now it seems to be going down the path of what can we add to evidence of did this guy have something in his system, and blood draw is going to be, I think, the next they're going to go through. And so
I'd love to hear from whoever was hanging out with him at the fancy resort where he was staying in California. Maybe if he wasn't partying solo the night before.
It seems like people like to roll over on Tiger Woods. So
yeah.
Your new generation of Rachel Yucatels want to come out and you could tell us everything.
Oh, yeah. There was a few of them that was like, okay, you want to talk to me? Yes, let's talk.
Let's talk. You want to put me on the cover of the magazine? Okay.
Yeah. Seems like we're going that way, so we'll see where it ends up. But
and with that whole Tiger scandal, like with all there had to, again, allegedly, there had to have been more than that. There's some that he hooked up with that didn't come out and say anything.
Sure, I'm sure there's still a lot of.
Oh, definitely. There's girls that don't want that notoriety.
Yes, exactly.
There's girls that are like, my parents would kill me.
Or they just don't want to go through it.
My job would kill me. They just don't want to be labeled as one of his blonde women. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of them.
They don't want to be labeled as one of his hole-in-ones.
Oh.
Now, there is something else that is going on that I think I need to ask some questions. I don't have answers, but I'm just like, okay. The footage was on national news today. I don't know if you guys had seen the crazy incident that happened yesterday in Pembroke Pines.
Yes, I did. I saw the video of that panda freeze framed right before the moment of impact.
It's unreal. I mean, imagine you're driving down the road and a plane comes out of the sky and hits your car.
It happened.
You're hit by a plane while driving.
It was so fast, too.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it in the video I watched. Panda had to freeze frame it so I could see right before the moment of impact. Oh, damn, that is a plane.
It's unreal. It is a small plane that had clipped a power line and crashed into an SUV that was driving by North Perry Airport in Pembroke Pines. Both passengers in the plane and now a boy in the SUV were killed, so 3 dead from the incident. But here's, to me, where I need some questions that I have answered. This is the 5th small aircraft crash in Broward County in the last year.
That's wow.
What the hell is going on? Like, what is happening with these? Is it the pilots? Is anybody able to just take a plane up? Like, why have we had 5 in the last year in just Broward County?
So people are already texting back. They're like talking about how the Perry Airport is a death trap. I think Metal Beard Dance talking about they're always falling out of the sky in the Pines area.
5 in a year? What the hell is going on?
Maybe
why is this?
Maybe it's a place where they do training and teach, and then young pilots are flying out of there.
Maybe it's the new modern day Bermuda Triangle area. Something odd, something weird, sucking the energy out.
Well, this is getting to the point where after seeing that footage, it is alarming. Ryan says, I live under the Lantana flight path, and I've seen a few planes go down. This is kind of alarming when you think, oh my gosh, is a plane going to come out of the sky? I would never think that.
No.
Is a plane going to come out of the sky and hit my car and
while
kill
it's
my
driving
kid
down the street?
Or imagine you're just chilling at your house eating some Hot Pockets, and then you see a
hell?
fucking wing come through your living room.
What the hell? If 5 in a year? Now, I get, you're talking about car crashes versus plane crashes, this and that, but it seems like that's a high percentage. And it seems like alarming because, when I go on the highway, okay, I'm inviting myself into what I know, but I'm not inviting myself into something. You're right. When you're in your living room and a plane comes crashing through it, who are these people that are flying? And the reason why I have another question is this is an almost related story. Have you heard about the 87-year-old Boca Raton pilot that's been missing for 3 weeks?
No.
See, this is a guy in his small plane. It was a 1991 Landcare 320. Don't know anything about planes, but it's one of those small ones. And he was returning home from a trip in northern Florida on February 24th. And just no sign of them. The FAA said that they lost track of the pilot, Brendan Spratt, about 17 miles southeast of Boca Raton last month. And I'm like, what happened? And now apparently they sent the Coast Guard out and they scoured about 16,000 square miles from Miami to Fort Pierce. They didn't find any debris. And so the FAA and NTSB are now saying that, you know what, we're not going to even look anymore. Guess the guy's just gone and dead. And here's the thing about it. This guy's license was revoked by the FAA in 2015.
Oh, no.
And he's still flying. Now he's gone.
Don't they check those things?
Well, that's what brings me to question all of this. 5 planes down in Broward County in the last year. 1 hits a car. This guy's unlicensed flying. He disappears. Who the hell's flying these planes? And how do you get up? I guess, hey, you can not have a license to get behind the wheel of a car, but I would think that when you file your flight plan that they check to make sure you've got
license and registration.
Yeah, a licensed pilot.
Right.
But this tells me they don't, because if his license was revoked 6 years ago and he's out there flying, how the hell does he even get the plane off the ground and up into the sky?
I think these pilots with these smaller planes, too, like, they don't need the same amount of hours to fly as your commercial pilots.
You know that for a fact?
Yeah.
So if you do commercial, you have to have more training?
Yeah, and you have to have more hours, and it's all about the hours.
But this is my whole question here, because I don't know anything about this, but these stories and piecing all this together, this is what brings up the questions that I want to know. Are we not regulating this right? Is there something that we could or should be doing with systems, protocols, regulations?
They're dropping out of the sky, hitting minivans and killing kids.
Yes.
Can we look into this?
Right. And we got unlicensed pilots that are disappearing.
Well, my other question would be, this is just Broward County that we're talking about.
Yeah, that's Broward alone.
So I would love to know, is this a common problem across the globe where planes just falling out of the sky and no one's really talking about it? That's just Broward alone.
Yeah, we don't say much about the small ones. Clearly, if you have a licensed commercial airliner with people on it, then it becomes a huge story. But, you know, these smaller planes, yeah, you're right. All the time they're landing on highways or this and that, and we don't say much about them. But you know, it seems like clearly it can be a problem. And I would always think, to me, well, you know what, these are the pilots, and hey, if they're risking their own life in their own small plane, but now they're risking our lives because they can crash into your SUV with you and your kid driving down the road not thinking anything's going to happen, and a plane's going to fall out of the freaking sky and hit your car.
And kill your kid.
Yeah.
The worst would be, you see the plane coming down, there's all these parts fall, and you're trying to not get hit, so you're trying to run and trying to time it out.
But the video, you can't time it out. It happened so fast.
Yeah, no, there's nothing you would have done.
There's nothing you could do. You couldn't even see it happening.
You'd have just been driving and it'd have been like, what
Boom.
the hell?
It happened, like, you think you could see it coming. You could not.
No, it was so sudden and unbelievable. The footage that was, like I said, shown everywhere here locally, but also as a national story. You're just like, oh my gosh. And this guy whose plane disappeared somewhere over the waters in Boca, they don't even know why he was prohibited by law from flying, but they do know in 2013 he was accused of violating the airspace of Air Force One. Then President Barack Obama was heading to West Palm, and apparently he just wasn't diverting his path and thought he was going to play chicken with Air Force One.
Oh my God.
And this guy's still flying.
This guy's a lunatic.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to play chicken with Air Force One needs to be banned from flying. When they go to check in to take the plane, they need to tell them, nope, sir, you can't.
The only thing more tougher than Air Force One is obviously Air Force One.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know anything about all this, and that's why maybe if somebody knows a little something more about it. I do know a couple of these small plane mechanics, but I don't know what they know about the regulations and all that.
Well, you feel bad for the family that lost all their loved ones.
Yes.
What a surreal way to lose loved ones. It doesn't even sound real.
It just is like, a plane crashed into their car. What?
What?
I'd be like, hold on, I need a little bit more to the story. I don't understand what happened. So it's just crazy. Kay Jacobs in the chat room said, I live right by the Vero Airport, and a small plane crashed in my next door neighbor's yard when I was a kid. So yeah, they do. That's just it. They just come.
If you're flying at a like the regular height of a plane, let's say, and we threw off, I died and I fell off the plane, how long would it take for my body to hit the ground? Do we know? I mean, I know there's just kind of a guesstimate here.
I think it would probably take, I don't know, between 30 and 40 seconds.
I thought it would take longer than that. It would take that quick, you think?
I mean, I'm just only gauging off those horrific videos we saw of people jumping out of the World Trade Center when it was on fire.
But I'm talking about a plane that is legit up in the air, and then you just threw out almost like what the cartel does.
I think 30 seconds.
30 seconds? Really?
Yeah.
You going to sign off on those math numbers?
No. With Virginia math, I'm never going to sign off on what she says.
That sounds way too quick, dog. Yeah. I know it depends on how high you are, but let's say the average, when you're really cooking up there, you're flying over, Montana. There's no landing. Anytime.
It's higher in Montana.
I'm just using that as a. Don't be a dick. I'm trying to have a real conversation here. Someone will have an answer for me. Engineer Keith will have a fucking equation.
Okay,
for me.
yeah, he will. Yeah, what do you say, Engineer Keith?
I think it's going to take 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 minutes?
2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes for that.
Without a parachute.
Without a parachute? Yeah, of course.
It's free fall.
Why are you asking a stupid question and a serious question?
Stephanie said, well, this is getting dark. And let's take it darker. Or did you see this? Denise sent this. Amityville horror killer who killed family in 1974 dies in prison. I saw that was one of the top trending stories today. So a lot of
how
people
did he
had interest in
die?
that. Don't know. I didn't read the whole story.
Probably
old age.
Yeah, probably old age.
Bitch is probably old
It's an
now.
old story.
That's
It's from
a
the
real
70s.
old story.
Okay.
That's a good story, though. If you like ghost stuff, all that. There's a great literature with all that stuff.
That Amityville town is right next to where my dad grew up.
Really?
So they knew all about it.
Damn, name dropping Amityville now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal.
You're even name dropping shitty people.
Shitty towns.
Somebody texted in, want to know, did Virginia have the conversation with the tech people yesterday?
No.
From the Stars Ball. Okay.
That just got rescheduled for 3:30 today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy. They're like, oh, shit. You're really icing the kicker.
Well, I was ready to do it yesterday because I just wanted to get it over with.
You're not as mad today, are you?
No, I'm still pretty fucking mad.
All right, just see what's going on. I want to poke the rattler.
I've had more time to think about it, so I've actually got madder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gone the other way for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't cool down. I heat up.
You heat up.
And I've
okay.
done more investigating into more things they fucked up. So, yeah, I'm not happy at all.
If you had an inside body cam, her heart is on fire. That's how mad she is.
I just don't appreciate anybody taking advantage of little smiles. And that is what's going on. At the core of this, I'm in charge of helping to protect Little Smiles' money. And when anybody comes in and fucks with that, they have a big problem.
I couldn't believe what they paid for it.
I can't believe it either.
Yeah, really.
I try to do this in Little Smiles. You know, I don't get involved unless I have to get involved. We hired Nicole. Nicole is amazing. Nicole hired Jenna. Jenna is amazing. And so I told these two girls, you know what? You guys go out and you find somebody who knows what they're doing. Find somebody who has streamed a live charity event with elements of pre-recorded video worked in as a bunch of segments. Go find me a team that can do that. And they found this team that said they could do it, that they had done it before. And I was like, okay, I have to let go of something at some point and not be so controlling. I have to trust these people that I've hired, that we have a team that knows what they're doing. And when I walked in that room, they had all the equipment. It looked good. You were there. You saw the equipment.
I was
nice.
impressed with
They
the
had a
TV
good
that-
setup.
yeah.
I had one problem with how they had set the things up. They didn't give me one thing that I had asked for, so I kind of pitched a bitch, and then they gave it to me. So then I had that. Everything looked good. Denny's was there, Suits was there, and Paulo was there. Our three guys, you know, between them have more video knowledge in their pinky finger than both of these guys that were running our stream. It's sad but true.
Okay.
And our guys could have done it Our guys could have done this better.
Now, you just named 3 guys, and I think they had 3 guys. If we had to do a cage fight.
They had 2 guys, and then they had 2 assistants that really did nothing more than take pictures of what was going on.
Well, the question still stands. Okay, we'll take their 4 versus our 3 cage match. Anything goes. Who wins?
Physical cage match?
Physical cage match, yeah.
Our guys.
Denny's Suits and Paulo.
Paulo, you, Denny's Suits.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm in it now.
Yeah.
I'll be the manager on the side. I look like an 80s wrestler today.
You're Throat Punch Pennington.
Oh, yeah.
We're putting you in.
Actually, they called me Mortal Man at Pennington. It's a Ken Chattel technique I learned back when I was younger. It's kind of like riding a bike. Can't forget it. You come at me, Mortal Man right in the throat.
Look at that. How impressive is that? Did you
Mortal
see
Man,
that punch?
dog. Mortal Man.
It was fast.
It was fast.
Somebody sent this in. I love Kevin's face yesterday from the ATS while listening to Jaybird butchering Spanish. What a face.
By the way, I didn't ask for that bit. I was put into that bit.
You're right. Somebody else requested that bit. That was a bit request. So Anna had sent that in on that email. Thank you very
fun.
much. Yep.
That's always great fun.
And quick shout out to Kevin. I don't know if you remember him. He had popped in studio years ago with his brother, and I continue to see Kevin. He was up there working at some of my favorite restaurants.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, he's a solid dude. Formerly at PF Chang's and Avocado Grill. I would see him there.
They were really nice.
Yeah, he's a solid dude, and now he's a middle school teacher at Hal Watkins. Yeah, and
That's my stomping ground.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. And so his girlfriend, Victoria, she teaches English at John I. Leonard, and we're about ready to get ready for a well-earned spring break vacation when she was suddenly hospitalized with blood clots in her lungs. She's really down, laying in bed at Jupiter Medical Center. Could really use a shout-out and some love from KVJ and the KVJ Nation, so she truly deserves it.
What's her name?
Victoria.
I mean, we got to get a little bit of a
Victoria. Victoria. Victoria.
We could have worked on the beginning part a little better.
I didn't know where you were going.
I fucked it up.
But there you go. Hopefully a speedy recovery and you guys can get to a well-earned vacation there. So thank you all for locking in here today. Gonna do it for us. You guys enjoy your Tuesday. We'll catch y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.